Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So, going to get started on the 63 Corvette. Went through all the instructions, marked them down as I typically do with the color and any notations or what have you, and you can see the S's are highlighted there, and I'm going to be going with the stock version because I just fell in love with these references. And those are the wheels I'm going to go with. Now, I'll go with the Radial GTs because that's all I have, and I think it'll look good with that. So this is the interior I'm going to go with, the red, as per, the box art there. And then I'm going to go with that stock engine. Now, I am going to go through and cut everything out in the order of the instructions and for what I need. All right, so that's all the parts that I'm going to use cut out, and all the chrome parts there for dechroming. Got the clear parts there, and oh, by the way, I was wondering if there were side windows. Actually, this wraps all the way around so that it covers that triangular window up there. And then over here, all the parts I won't be using that are for the, racer type version. So now I'll start cleaning everything up and working through the sub-assemblies. All right, first update here, and have all those parts dechromed, all these parts ready to clean up, and so been working my way through the instructions, cleaning everything up and doing sub-assemblies where possible, starting with the engine here. And so there it is. Now that is partially built and partially dry fit. And then I have my references here. It's, pretty accurate to references, I have to say. But not without its issues. I had to add some parts here to get this front part to go together. That one's too big, I'm not exactly sure, and that's why I have multiple pages out here. It basically goes from step 3, which is building the engine, to here. I mean, you can see the 3 there, without a lot of explanation about how that goes together up front, other than that. But, the piece sticking out there was way too big for that hole, and then even so, it was crooked. So I had to add a piece there, I had to add a piece there to go into there. So that all this would come together correctly up front. Other than that, the fit is really good. This is super cool once all this is together, and it's very accurate, like I said, to references. Everything needed a little bit of cleanup and patching here and there. You can see in the back here, up front. But other than that, it went together well and looks super cool. So engine done, and moving forward to the next steps. All right, so I just finished up the interior here and cleaning up, and again, here and there, parts needed some filling in. And again, this is just dry fit. Those are just dry fit in there. But good timing, these just arrived. These are the best model car parts. They're not decals, they're actually just, I believe, like cardstock with the gauges printed in there. And I added these to scale mates. They had the 1:24 version, but not the 1:16. So those will eventually go in there and up in there. All right, here's the last of the assemblies, if you will, which is most of this chrome stuff. and pretty cool. I mean, that looks really cool, that Corvette. I love the scale. And speaking of which, I kind of had an epiphany. This is a 1:16 scale, and you know, all the cars I've done up till now are 1:24 or even 1:32. And I find this one like easier to work with, and the detail more striking, and I kind of realized maybe like that's probably what I like about building motorcycles, especially the 1:12s, is it's like that perfect scale to work with and get really cool detail, but not like ridiculous number of pieces. So anyway, I don't know, just a weird modeling musing. Anyway, so that's the last of those. Now I have to work on the body to get that to where it needs to be. But yeah, filling out here and there along the way. And then having done those handles, I know that I need to fill at least one of those holes. This one closest to my finger there doesn't need to be there. There's really only the pin on the part underneath the button and lock. So that, and then these ridges, you can see they're very sharp. So some cleanup here and there, and then some ripples. But for the most part, not too bad, like I said. Oh, and then that front bumper cracked in the middle. It was already broken when I took it out of the box, and then that other piece came off. So some patching here and there, but overall, not too bad. Here's the mirrors just test fit in there, and it's a pretty cool kit. You drill the holes from the bottom to open up those holes where the mirror and the antenna go, or you can leave them closed and go without it. I had to fill in here and there. You can see a lot of ripples in this kit. Filled them all in and or sanded them out, I hope. Then wet sanded everything. Again, some ripples down here on the bottom. Oops, see a spot I gotta buff out there. And now I'll pull those pieces out and move to primer. So I've got everything on pegs and all laid out there. The vast majority of this is going to be done in the alclad base. The rest of it in the Mr. Servicer Black 1500. I may come back with the gray on the bottom where there's fiberglass, but yeah, I've got all this ready to go now. That's Model Master Chevy Engine Red, and that came out pretty good. Here's everything in the alclad base. So I used several different colors of alclad there, and went with the dark aluminum on those head covers and the various parts for the engine there. And then went with magnesium and steel on the exhaust system. There's everything in the chrome. So the bumpers, the center pieces for the wheels themselves, all that exterior detail and interior detail. And then the exhaust manifolds are steel, more chrome on the interior there, and then the parts on the firewall are dark aluminum. Went with the Tamiya TS14 in the rattle can, and yeah, it looks pretty good. There it is on the hood as well. Okay, so I've got the first coat of the black on there, and it is looking really good. And I want to give that some time to dry, as well as I used enamels on the engine there, and here's all the chrome. The only color really I have left to do is the red on the interior, but I have to wait on a few other things so to do the red. So to give these things some time to dry, and also to take some time to do another build, actually. I'm gonna take a break here and come back to this and give these paints a good long time to dry. I'll probably do a few things along the way, but I'm gonna take a break and go do another build, and I'll just give you a hint. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably release an intro to that right after this video. So that's what I'm going to be going for. I've just fallen in love with this car and these references. So hopefully I can make that look like, like that. So hope you found this interesting up to this point. And as always, thanks for watching. Happy modeling.